Humerus, landmarks and clinical importance.
Assalamualaikum everyone, welcome back to our upper limb bone series. In today's video, we will study humerus, the longest bone of upper limb. We will learn all of its important landmarks in a simple and exam-focused way. Let's begin. The humerus is located between the shoulder and the elbow. It also articulates with the scapula at the shoulder joint and with radius at the elbow joint. Humerus is divided into three parts: the proximal part, the shaft, and the distal part.
Proximal end of humerus.
This is the head of humerus. Then we have the surgical neck. It is a very common site for fracture, this right here. And then we have anatomical neck. This head of humerus articulates with the glenoid cavity of scapula at shoulder joint. Just below the head we have anatomical neck that we just discussed. It marks the margin of articulate surface. And lateral to the head we have greater tubercle, while anteriorly lies the lesser tubercle. These both tubercles provide attachment site for several shoulder muscles. Many of the shoulder muscles attach in this area and this side. Between these two tubercles we have this little groove called bicipital groove, or we can also call it intertubercular groove. Remember one thing, that the muscle these two bicep brachii have its tendon, and that tendon of bicep brachii attaches here in this area of bicipital groove. Now let's move to the shaft of the humerus. When we move towards the lateral side of humerus, we see this tuberosity called deltoid tuberosity, and this is the side where deltoid muscle also attaches itself to the humerus. Now if we move posterior to the back of the humerus, we see this groove. This groove is called radial groove. This is the side where radial artery passes through. The radial artery it is very important, and in this area, and then we have some surfaces. Anterior lateral surface, because it is anterior and yet laterally lying, so it is called anterior lateral surface. And here we have anterior medial surface, because it is anterior yet medially, so we call it anterior medial surface. Now let's move towards the distal end. This is the distal end of humerus. Here is anterior part, and this is lateral, this is posterior, and this is medial. Let's see its landmarks. On the lateral side we have capitulum. This capitulum attaches with the head of radius in the elbow joint. And then on the medial side we have trochlea, which articulates with the ulna. The capitulum attaches with the radius and the trochlea attaches with the ulna. We have on either side we have medial and lateral condyles. This is medial condyle and this is lateral condyle. Here some muscles and ligaments also attaches itself. Above trochlea we have coronoid fossa, which receives the olecranon process of ulna. So now we know olecranon process of ulna will attach itself here in the coronoid fossa. The clinical importance of humerus is that there may be a fracture in the surgical neck and in anatomical neck, which may cause injury to axillary artery or axillary nerve which passes through these areas. A fracture on the shaft near the radial groove may also cause damage to the radial nerves. These are some important clinical points that are now commonly tested in anatomical examination.